This systems development project is brought to you by the Finessers. We're made up of Kirin Maharaj, Haadiya Jeelabdeer, Delbridge, and Intisar Constant. FreshGold is a leading trader of fresh produce in South Africa with a significant footprint in both national and international markets. FreshGold required visibility of their stock and in its full journey throughout its life cycle. To better explain the problem faced by FreshGold, let me introduce Jane. Jane is a stock administrator for FreshGold, and each morning she is required to update the ERP system with an up-to-date status of the stock. This information is received from their various logistical partners in the form of an EDI file, which holds more than 300 variables and can have thousands of different entries. Jane manually copies the pallet information from the EDI file into an Excel spreadsheet and then imports it into the ERP system each and every morning. Unfortunately, this is a very manual intensive process and can contain a multitude of errors, which serves to be extremely problematic when making business decisions.
Our system has been designed as a solution to this problem faced by FreshGold. Instead of manual validation, our system allows users to upload the EDI files and automatically sort through and validate all of their data into useful and accurate information. If a discrepancy is found between the file and the data already loaded within the database, the system will automatically bring this to the attention of the user, allowing them to intuitively update the record with the correct information. This means that there will no longer be time wasted hunting down errors every morning, and FreshGold will now have access to more accurate information. This is where the user will be able to upload the files into the system. Every time a file is uploaded, it is then also saved to the database. Once the file is uploaded, the user can then extract the data from the file. When this is done, each pallet within the file is passed through specific validation rules to ensure that the pallets being read into the system are of the correct type. Two examples are that the pallet must contain fruit that FreshGold trades with, or that the pallet must be specified for the international market. Once the validation is complete, the data is then taken and put into an editable table so that users can visibly see the contents of the file in a meaningful way before having it added to the database. Just by looking at this file, you can already see how quickly our system was able to sort through and validate the data into useful information in comparison to a user having to do it manually. To see how many pallets were successfully extracted out of the EDI file, the View Summary button will show how many pallets were successfully extracted, and also give the option to export the errors into an Excel spreadsheet for the user to view if needed. Once the user is happy with the data, the Extract button is then clicked, which will compare this information to the database and update it. As the files give an indication of what the stock levels for FreshGold are like, many of the pallets in each of the file already exist in the system, but sometimes discrepancies can occur that require the user's input. For example, a pallet that was added yesterday contained apples, but today that pallet contains oranges. These types of errors can often happen and take time to find and clarify. This is why our system automatically picks up these discrepancies and navigates the user to the error pallets page, where the errors are kept. The system then pulls the data from the database and compares it to the new data, allowing the user to edit it as they see fit. Once clarified, the correct information is then saved to the database. As you have seen, our system has done in a few minutes what often takes FreshGold a few hours every morning. It has also been done more accurately, so that FreshGold traders can have a better peace of mind knowing that the information they are working with is correct.
With the increased speed and other functionality which we did not mention in this slide, with increased speed in processing of EDI files, we have added significant business value to FreshGold. Now they have more time to dedicate towards more important business processes. Thank you again, and we hope you have questions.